Are you struggling to conceive? You have options, and at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group, we'll make sure you have the guidance and support you need. PREG is known for individualized fertility care that's unique to every patient. We take the time to provide a reassuring and empowering experience because we believe that you deserve nothing less. Let us help you on your journey to parenthood. Visit us at pregonline.com to learn more. Get the guidance and support you need at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Surrounded and up against the wall, I'll shred them all and go with you. When choices
and welcome. Oh, he almost started. Somebody just called him. Oh God, he's having a heart attack. Is your Is your left arm feeling okay?
No, but I am smelling. Was it sulfur?
No, that is. You're like, well, put the match down.
Yeah, well,
stop smoking weed at a public restaurant.
So that song that you picked was pretty appropriate.
You like that?
My Blood by 21 Pilots.
Oh, there's a theme.
It was a theme because, Christopher, we're going to talk about a concert you went to. First, I'd like to point out, this time we will not wait till 5 minutes into the show.
Oh, there you go.
This podcast is called We Should Be Better at This. And look at that. I just was better than I was the last time.
Good job.
Thank you very much. I am
Still
Eric
haven't said your name?
I am Eric Legge.
I'm like, that's your name.
At Sinatra's Rat Pack on Twitter. And that over there is...
I'm Chris Donovan at Chris_Donovan on Twitter. And... welcome to the show, I guess.
Question for you.
Okay.
Do you ever think there'll become a time, because, people's email addresses, like, you can't have John Smith because that's taken. So it's John Smith 12359, right? You're Chris_Donovan. Do you think at a certain point it's just you're going to have to spell out the word underscore?
Probably.
like they're all gone and they're all taken up. It's like, hi, I'm Eric. It's Eric, the word underscore, Lecky.
Or it's just going to be like, okay, what's your Twitter handle? Oh, ___ dash star question mark. It's going to look like a cuss word on the video, on the cartoon.
And then you have to hit the button on your phone that goes to the Hispanic italics, and it's the upside down question mark, and then and then the number 5.
Did you get that? You need me to say it again. ___ dash star Christmas sign
under
symbol.
Upside down.
Ralph breaks the internet.
That song was a good lead into something that I want to talk about, which is during this our little 2 week week and a half that we weren't on the airwaves. You went to a concert.
We actually had to do stuff that people pay us for.
Wait, we had to hang out with family and shit.
People paid us to work some
stupid jobs.
I did it. It's the local radio station's alternative rock concert called Alter Ego. It was good. Mm-hmm. It was at the Forum where the Lakers used to play.
Yes, it's Inglewood, where I hear they're always up to no good.
They are.
I don't know where I heard that from. I don't know if was that Wikipedia?
No, it was Snoopopedia.
Ah, okay. Yes, because they are always up to no good there. So you went to the Forum. Who was playing?
I did. It was a big bill. It was Muse headline. The Weezer was on it. The Revivalists.
I hear Muse is awesome live.
Muse is good.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge fan of them. But
I'm not a huge
their
fan
music,
either. But I hear they're amazing live.
It was really good. Rise Against killed it. Rise
Really?
Against was on it. But who opened it was the 21 Pilots. Mm-hmm. And it's good that they opened because a lot of the later acts, I don't remember the whole act.
Really?
I think I might
Wait
have
a
been
minute.
intoxicated.
Did you have beers?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, and you had concert beers.
I
Concert
did.
beers are expensive beers.
They had to finance me.
Hey, when you have to do a credit check before you go into a place, you know it's expensive beers.
They're like, you want to keep it open? And I'm like, what, my bank?
It sounds like a pretty good show. Those are expensive tickets, though, man.
Yes, they were a little bit expensive. I was talking to you about this story before, but my wife hit me up during the Christmas time and was like, hey, should we buy these tickets? She really wants to go. And I'm talking about our oldest daughter, Julene. And I'm like, well, how much are they? And she's like, $4 billion. Or something like that.
You're not off by much, yeah.
And I'm like, no. And she goes, but she really wants to go. And I'm like, but I want to not have to work until I'm 100 years old. And she basically, so she bought them anyway.
Oh, so that's the difference between. So if you need to earn some points at home, you could point out that I had that exact same conversation.
Yeah.
Where Monique and my daughter, she wants to go so bad. Audrey loves 21 Pilots for sure. She loves the Killers. And I said no, and then Monique said, "Are you sure?" And I said no again. And that was the end of it.
Really?
Yes, that was literally
for you?
That's all it went.
You know what?
Sorry, Audrey, if you're listening to this, but yeah, they were insanely expensive.
They were really expensive. We were straight stage back, all the way back, but we were about halfway up in the house. No, we were almost all the way to the top, but we were the very first row. This is a funny story. Above this VIP area,
okay,
that was like couches and stuff. It's like the walkway had these like VIP area that were couches. They're all parked out of glass. Nobody was sitting in any of them around the whole place.
Mm-hmm.
I had to sit in it.
You had to.
I had to.
We call that pulling an Eric Leckie. You do it until you get kicked out.
I did it. I did it until I got kicked out 3 times.
Yeah. Oh, you just kept going back.
I kept going back.
Oh, persistence.
They're like, really? And I'm like, it's comfortable. And I got kicked out 3 times. I miss Muse.
Does your wife and daughter roll their eyes when this kind of thing's happen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
It was only funny to them through the first 2 acts.
Yeah.
And then when I got later in the show and the Revivalists were on, and then Muse and Weezer.
So
they weren't very happy.
They were not very happy,
and
that's to be expected.
I mean,
of those acts,
it was a dick move, but I had fun.
Not really, because you were not kicking anyone out. No one was inconvenienced from your presence.
And my wife never had an empty beer holder.
Hey,
so she was happy.
There's nothing wrong there either.
And my daughter can't complain because she had tickets to the concert.
Oh, she is not allowed to complain for a long time.
No, I mean 30.
Yeah.
When I don't pay for her wedding.
Exactly. Of all the bands that you did see, which would you say was the most impressive, and which would you say is the one that you're like, eh?
I would have to say I'm with the Revivalists. They have some good songs and stuff. They were kind of weak.
Yeah.
They just kind of stood there. It's like, we like our music, so watch us do cool nothing.
And they don't have really a big sonic overpowering sound either.
They're really pretty laid back, but they were really laid back. Almost. So not a lot of energy there. And my wife and I agreed with that one. And the one that I really like Rise Against. I had seen them before, so I wasn't super surprised. I'd never seen 21 Pilots besides award shows. Mm-hmm. They opened it and they played a longer set than some of the ones in the middle. So I want to say 21 Pilots. The last song of his set, lead singer ran halfway or all the way across the other side of the stadium and stood up on just a piece of scaffolding straight up in the air. He literally crawled up. It was a platform that was probably about 3 feet by 3 feet ish, and he stood there about 15 feet off the ground. No ropes, nothing holding him in, and he sang the rest of the song. It was dope.
Don't worry, if he fell, there's about 900 million 14-year-old girls that would catch him.
On one side. The other side, all the soundboards.
Yeah. That many soundboards?
Yeah, there was
because every band probably had that.
Yeah, they all had their front of house. So.
That's what's great about festivals. I love watching the sound, and I know Chris does this as a guy who works with sound.
Right.
I'm always looking at the engineer's little table.
Mm-hmm.
And it is funny. Yeah, what do they have? How many? And you see the minimalist ones that only have this really small board. And you see the guy that looks like it's the drum sets from rock bands in the 80s where it's, boop, 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 boop. There's a million different stations. It makes me wonder, do you think more production equals better, or do you kind of like a minimalist production?
I think smart production makes it best. I do like minimalist, but man, I went to a Marilyn Manson show back when I was 21. Mm-hmm. All the lights, all the bells, all the whistles, super stage, and I'm like, that was dope. That was really cool. It was a dope show.
It was the dope show. Wow, and that is called a pun, folks.
So you went on a little vacation too, though, didn't you?
No, I did not go on a vacation, and how dare you call it that? This is what's happening to me, folks.
Okay, what's happening to
I
you?
work way too many hours. I work.
How fucking old are you?
Folks, we already established that I'm old. Oh my goodness. So I work a lot of hours. I work a lot of days. I never get any time off. I took 1 day off, and I get back, and everyone's talking about how was your vacation. 1 day off does not constitute a vacation, folks.
Well, it might in the nation of the people that own your job.
Yeah, maybe. I guess so. But 1 day off is not a vacation, jerks. Anyways, no, wife went up and I went up to Santa Barbara. Which is north of L.A. It's this beautiful kind of wine country. It's Mediterranean style up there and Mediterranean prices because the only people who could afford to do anything there is rich, older white people.
It is not cheap. And I know a few rich, older white people that own houses there.
In fact, the neighborhood that's right next to Santa Barbara is called Montecito. If you people who do not live in Los Angeles area, look up Montecito and look up some of the homes in that area. I think the average home price is $7 or $8 million. Oprah Winfrey lives there.
I've been to Dennis Miller's house there.
Yeah, and it's you're wow, there's some rich people here.
I've been to Dennis Miller's houses. there.
Yeah.
You basically drive through a Jurassic Park gate. It's
But it
all-
has DM on the top.
It's a welcome to Jurassic Miller.
Yeah.
But then he's got, I think he's got 3 houses on that property and then a barn, which is where his studio was.
Yeah.
And
I want to be rich enough to have a barn that does not involve
a whole wall of
livestock.
glass,
Yeah.
and the glass rolls up. It's got a huge. I mean, it's gorgeous. But I've been to. And my boss, my owner, is the neighbor. He had a house right there.
So when we were up in Santa Barbara, Santa Barbara's also kind of wine country. What made it
Yes.
fun, because it was more of a Monique trip,
Okay.
so to speak. I had fun, but it was a Monique trip. But one thing I had to have
Like
my
no
fun.
tattoos or a Sinatra concert.
Yeah, exactly. No lighting things on fire, no prostitutes. It's funny how it becomes a her trip.
Your
all
wife
the
is
time.
boring.
Boring. No jail time. Well, I mean, there was, but I got out before
Yeah.
she knew. So one of the things that was fun is went to the downtown area where they have all the wine bars.
Yeah.
And I took it
Gorgeous.
upon myself to not pay for anything the entire time.
Tastings.
Went to 3 tastings and 1 distillery tasting. Not only did I not pay 1 dime, I did tip a person a couple bucks once, but I didn't pay for 1 dime, and I walked out of the distillery with a bag of bottle samples.
Wow. Yeah. Can I get another Bud Light, please? Thank you. Alcoholics here.
Yeah, exactly. So I was pretty impressed with that because at every place I had to talk them into why it would be a good idea for them to give me a free tasting.
That's hilarious that you do that. Well, but people don't know that your day job.
I work
is-
in the booze business.
Yeah, he
So
drinks all day.
I do. Basically, I'm a paid alcoholic. But what's
Man,
fun about
that would be
is
the job.
Oh my God, really?
Oh, if you're hearing this, the 5 people, and you have a connection, come on.
Yeah. By the way, Chris likes Bud Light, so if Anheuser-Busch is listening,
Well, I also like lots of other things.
other things.
Yeah.
I don't want to limit it to
Yeah.
just Anheuser-Busch.
And Jameson's a good one.
But I will also say that one thing that is surprising, if you have a shy woman in your life, which I do, my wife's pretty shy.
Yeah.
Sometimes being the guy who can talk your way into things, like how I was doing, is quite the turn on.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
It was a
because
Monique trip.
It's a Monique trip, exactly. But it's one of those things where the quiet, shy wife is really impressed with you being able to convince people to give you hundreds of dollars worth of free stuff, and it excites her.
So you guys stayed in a hotel up there
We stayed in a hotel.
without the kids.
Without the kids.
So she's going to be
So
doing 9
moving
months?
on to the next...
So, I hope it's a boy, Eric. It's going to be so cute.
That will not happen, sir. My tubes have been
Oh,
severed.
did you go into the knife too?
I didn't go to the knife. I went into the laser.
Really? I don't know what it was. They gave me so much gas.
Yeah.
I passed out. I woke up. I'm like burning.
Yeah, I made the mistake of making the person who was giving me my snip surgery, I was making him laugh.
Yeah?
While doing it.
I told-
And he stopped at a certain point and said, I know you sound like a smart young man. Do you think it's wise to be having me laughing hysterically while I'm cutting near your man region? I said, excellent point. Can please continue.
And you know what I did?
Yeah.
I turned over, looked at my wife, and I said, "Oh, I wish you were a blonde."
No. Jeez. Oh, that's
what I said.
My gosh.
Woohoo! Yeah.
You don't
Never
need to
living
get the
that
snip.
shit down.
Yeah, you don't need to get the snip because you just ain't gonna have sex no
Yeah.
more.
Could they give? So yes, you heard that right. We were bonding over getting our testicles cut
Yes,
open.
that's right. Please mark that down. Speaking of not being a good
What time
husband,
we're 12 minutes into the
12
show
minutes.
talking about.
Speaking
okay.
of not being a good husband and not being a good father, what is this nonsense about you not showing your child who loves Spider-Man more than anything than not showing him the new Spider-Man trailer?
Oh.
First of all, let's recap. You also did not take him right away to the
Spider-Verse.
amazing Spider-Verse movie.
You're right. You're right. It took me a day to show my son the Spider-Man trailer, but he was being a little asshole before that, and he was in trouble, and
So
I
it's a
took away all
punishment
his
thing.
screens.
Yeah, it's a punishment thing.
So
Well, I'll tell you. Let's play
I
a
saw
little.
it about 7 times.
Yeah, so did
before
I.
he saw
Watched-
it.
yeah. I kept watching it too. Go ahead. Let's play a little clip of it.
That was so good. Hey, sorry I'm late. Happy.
You look nice.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. New dress?
Yes, it is. How'd you know?
What just happened?
All right, one thing that I thought was kind of cool that is trippy, and I like how they're kind of shaking things up, is what year does this take place in? I mean, it looks like it's not vintage, but vintage is the wrong word. It just looks like it jumps back in time.
Yeah. Okay, there was 2 theories that I heard, and I want to say that I heard it actually what it was, but the first theory was this is the field trip he goes on. When Infinity War starts and they're on the bus, that's their bus ride back from the airport to wherever they're getting dropped off after this field trip. So as if this field trip of him being over in Europe is the same timeline right before Infinity War because he's still there.
Yeah.
or the time travel thing comes into play because of the.
Now, we kind of know that the time traveler comes into play because I think even one of the producers of the next movie confirmed
Is that a
time
Russo?
travel. No, it was
One of the Russo brothers.
one of the Russo brothers.
They
No, it was
smart.
not one of those. But they're also talking about when you look at pictures from the set of the new Marvel
Like the years?
movies, you could tell that they're wearing clothing from a previous one. So the theory is Tony Stark's going to go back in time with Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And this is, in my opinion, this is
Okay.
how they're going to kill off what's his face that plays Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
This is how they're going to kill him off because he doesn't want to do any more of these.
Yeah.
I bet you he's going to one that stays back in time and gets lost in that, what is it, the quantum whatever,
realm.
and he
Quantum
sends
realm.
Ant-Man back or whatever. Anyways, I think they kind of go back in time to before the snap.
Okay. Hey,
more beer,
more
hey.
beer. Okay, so hold on, so I can grasp this. You think that Ant-Man and Iron Man go back in time to stop all of it,
Yes.
and that's when Tony Stark dies.
I think it's going to be one of those things, typical movie stuff where only one of us can make it back, or someone's got to stay behind to push the whatchamacallit button, whatever, something
Armageddon?
like that. Yeah, Armageddon kind of.
It's Bruce and Ben.
Yeah. So
Makes me cry every time.
he gets very emotional.
Liv
folks.
Tyler, we lost your dad. Oh, you be kind,
So
motherfucker.
I do think it's going to be where he has to stay behind for some reason, and so it's really Iron Man who is going to die, and this will
Okay.
lead to them being able to do a new reincarnation of Iron Man.
I have a theory for that as you were saying it out loud, as you were saying all that, because I wanted to rehear it all because I want to say the Iron Man series. There's a series of Iron Mans out there where it's a younger black girl.
Mm-hmm.
What if MJ, being Zendaya, Peter Parker's love interest, happens to fall into that because she's smart, witty, smart ass. She probably is going to find out he's Spider-Man.
She's got to find out.
And then he's going to be like protecting her, and then Stark's going to be like, then just wear a suit. Dude, that'd be
That's
dope.
actually pretty good, and that would actually
Patent
be pretty
pending.
good.
Oh, I don't know if I can
you
patent
can't do that.
people.
You can't do it. But that's actually would make an interesting storyline.
Yeah, that'd be so amazing. It'd be like a love story, a Spider-Man and Iron Man. That'd be kind of weird.
That actually is and that great interaction. They've already been setting up the interaction between the two characters a lot.
Yeah, so she found out, and then Stark's like, "Why are you hiding? Just put on a suit.
Yeah, let's do this.
I'll train you."
So,
that'd be dope, dude.
I'm
Anyway,
reading
sorry,
from
did I ruin something right now?
I'm reading from Variety magazine. Sony producer Amy Pascal, who serves as a producer on Spider-Man, told us in June, blah, blah, blah. Far From Home, the Spider-Man movie, takes place directly after Avengers Endgame.
Oh, yeah, I heard this too. Okay,
it says, we are starting now with the next one, which will start just a few minutes after Avengers 4 wraps its story, she told the Variety. Pasquale's quote confirms that Far From Home doesn't take place before Infinity War. Still, her quote seems to be worded very specifically. Notably, it's interesting that she notes it's after Avengers 4's wraps as a story and just minutes after. The fact that she put in the word takes place minutes after.
So maybe Parker was on the bus to the field trip. To the airport.
To the airport?
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be.
Okay, but here's my thing. Here's my question. If that would make perfect sense if the bus that he was on in Infinity War was the bus he was going to his trip, because if it's directly after Endgame, time travel is going to play a thing. Peter Parker in the trailer of the new Spider-Man, he looks super calm and not stressed out, not freaking out.
He does not look. I thought the same thing. That he did not look like someone who was
just went through that.
Just went through.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Here
amazing.
they just arrived. Our favorite girl, Lupita,
yay.
showed up.
Side of ranch and ketchup, please. Okay, thank you. And napkin. There's some. There's napkin there.
So,
what about that?
I think that's pretty good. What do you think about my theory about Tony Stark and the quantum realm and something like that? Because it does say that photos have emerged of Tony Stark as Ant-Man. That's a shocker right there.
Yeah.
Tony Stark and...
Don't take Paul Rudd, man. He might be on my
Tony
list
Stark
soon.
and Paul Rudd together and looking like they're shooting scenes from a quantum realm. So that has leaked. So we do know that they're going to go back somehow.
How is that going to play into time travel? By the way, we're eating, which is a horrible thing that we do every single time.
Oh, I don't care.
Again, we should be better at this.
Oh, I don't care. We ordered pizza fries again, folks. I mean, I know that's
But
a
we have
repeat,
sliders this
but
time.
there's sliders this time, and that's what makes it different.
Okay, so the thing is Iron Man still in the spaceship? He's still over on Titan. They're stuck on that planet with Quinn. So, I mean, he's got to get back to Earth.
He has to get... So, yeah. Or maybe that's how he gets back to Earth is by entering the quantum realm or something like... Something has to happen where they're going to be triggering a time-traveling story to jump... So I have a feeling this movie is going to jump around a lot.
It's going to be like Pulp Fiction. This is going to be the Marvel's Pulp Fiction.
Wait a minute. A Marvel movie, an Avengers movie directed by Tarantino.
I think he'd ruin it.
Or
the only reason I say that is because he's true to his art.
Yeah, and he wouldn't want to make something that's very commercial.
No, he'd want to make something that was like Reservoir Dogs meets like Kill Bill.
Nothing wrong with that, but
no. Yeah. Maybe what he does with his movies is he makes... There's a bus happening to stop right here.
There's a bus.
He makes his universe, and they all mesh together like Kill Bill rolls into Pulp Fiction.
He does like to have them all. So basically, like Tony Stark's going to be smoking Red Apple cigarettes, and there's going to be,
Cheech is going to still be standing on the stairs. Pussy, pussy, pussy.
No, I do think that it's an interesting... I'm not as excited about Captain Marvel. I mean, I'm going to still, of course, see it, because, I mean, whatever, but...
Really?
I'm just not
really... But you're not excited to see Captain Marvel, and you have 3 women that live with you.
Right. I get enough, like...
That's probably why, then.
Yeah.
It's the reverse psychology. You're like, I don't want to see that movie. He's not saying anything because he doesn't want to sound sexist like I am right now.
Okay, I'll sound sexist. Okay, you ready? Here it goes. The only way that this movie is being made is because it's 2019 and we're trying really, really hard to have a female superhero that little girls can live up to. That's all this is. This is forced hero worship nonsense so that women can wear little capes and dress up in their tights and Halloween costumes and have a superhero to dress up as, just like every little boy dresses up as Spiderman and Batman and all that crap. I think this is force-fed. I don't think this is integral to the storyline or the universe. They're sitting in a boardroom trying to make marketing decisions, and they say, hey, get us something that's female-centered. That's all this is.
Well, I guess if you're going to commit to be sexist, might as well just go for it.
I went all the way.
You can't go all the way sexist.
I can't go all the way sexist? Sir, that sounds like a challenge. I will hereby promise to live the rest of my life as full-on sexist.
I'm not disagreeing with you entirely.
And leave awkward pause in. Excellent. kind of on that same realm, since we're already talking about it, I'd like to talk a little bit on the movie side.
Oh, hooray for Hollywood. It's really got me. Hooray. 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 Hooray for Hollywood.
All right.
Brief discussion here. Do sites like Rotten Tomatoes kill the movie industry? And the reason this came up is I'm hearing more and more studio executives. You're hearing people in the industry who all claim that this is the death of movies. And I don't quite understand what they mean by that, because I'm so excited that there's never been a time in our history where we have more access to reviews and thoughts and spoil all the stuff that we have access to now. How is that a bad thing? I don't know why it's bad to know that a movie sucks, so I don't go spend $50 at the theater.
I'll ask you a question in trying to explain why these websites suck. If you go to a restaurant and you have a good time, are you going to go home and make a point to get on a website and go, this restaurant was amazing? But if you go to a restaurant and have a shitty time, would you be like, when you get home, screw that restaurant, I'm going to go here and make a review. I'm going to give them 1 star, and I'm going to tell everybody that they got my frickin' French fries wrong, and the sliders, they were hard, and it was stupid. My beer was warm.
Nothing's worse than
right?
Hard sliders and warm beer.
That's the problem with the internet, and just in social media too, is that the only reason people get on there is to complain because they want to feel justified that they matter, and that is why Yelp is the devil. And I would assume that would roll over to sites like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff.
I hadn't really thought of it that way, and I think that's kind of an interesting point, because it is, unfortunately, when we give everyone a voice, the downside is we're giving everyone a voice, which is part of a problem. Not everyone deserves to have a voice. But I would say that, in the 80s and the 90s and the 70s, you still had a Roger and Ebert that can give it a thumbs down. How come they didn't have a problem? Or whatever. Roger Ebert is the same person.
Roger Ebert's the same guy.
He was so fat, I thought he was 2 people. But Siskel and Ebert and Roper and Ebert and all that, they would give it a thumbs down, and no one. I didn't hear anyone complaining then about how it's movie reviewers. There's a famous New York Times critic. I like the classic movies and everything
from Broadway. You like Broadway?
And Broadway from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And his name. Tell me if this doesn't sound like the snobbiest name ever. His name was Basil Rathbone, I think is what was his name.
Yeah.
Okay, he was a theater and movie critic for the New York Times, and he was famous for being the ultimate snob. He's the one that gave Gone with the Wind its only bad review and said it's stupid, or he's the one that said Casablanca is a pile of dog turds and stuff. Like, so you're right. People have always kind of dumped on movies. Yeah. So why is it now when we have a site that just kind of aggregates all of those thoughts into one and gives it a score? Instead of me having to go to 20 sites to figure out if a movie's good, I can go to one.
Yes. Swallowing food. You are correct. But you also have to take it with a grain of salt because who are these people reviewing it and all that good stuff. So I know there's I guarantee there's at least a dozen movies on Rotten Tomatoes that have like a less than 10 score that I think are good movies. So I think you have to kind of trust your gut and use it as a guide more than, but I do think it is ruining things, ruining movies and stuff.
My counter to that would be the marketing aspect that they do. Thank you.
Please. And ketchup? Do you have ketchup?
Well, ketchup's right here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm stupid.
Okay.
I'm an idiot. Okay.
I would say if you want to flip that back onto the same execs and everything that do this complaining, you can say you guys also ruin the industry by doing these previews and trailers of crap and junk that's not really in the movie or misleading trailers. It's like, wait a minute, you're misleading me into spending my money. So what's wrong with someone telling me of a bad review so I don't maybe spend my money?
No, I agree. You're right. I mean, have you seen the new? We're still in the movies, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen the new? What's it called? Ghostbusters teaser.
Yes, and that's another one. I'm glad you brought that up. What do you think? Because there's been another controversy where they say that he's being sexist because he's skipping over the whole moving to the female. Like, that's not going to be considered in this universe.
It's going to be 2 females and 2 males. It's supposed to be the kids of the original Ghostbusters doing it.
Oh, see, I didn't know. Okay.
So I found that out. So at first I was like, I don't care either way. It's still a freaking Ghostbusters.
And I love.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
That it's set back in in that time frame.
It's supposed to be around, that time. But here's, I'm excited for it. I know that Leslie Jones was in the Girlbusters.
Yeah.
And she's pissed off about it all, saying the whole sexist thing. But I just think that you're going to get reactions like that from anything you do nowadays.
Yeah, you really couldn't.
I can't even walk across the street without getting yelled at and calling me a...
Well, next time, wear pants.
Well, I mean, it was hot out.
It was really hot out.
So,
speaking of this weather, huh? Pretty great. Hey, rest of the country.
I know, right?
We're outside at nighttime, and I'm not wearing a jacket.
And let's be honest, the only reason we didn't record last week is because it was raining.
It rained, and we all wimped out like little pusses and said, no thank you. Actually, your drive home had to be pretty miserable that day, so I'm not... Must have been pretty bad.
Driving last week was a lot. Okay, so we're still in the movies. What was I going to talk about? I was going to say something.
Well, you just said Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah, Ghostbusters. Okay, the coolest thing about Ghostbusters of the whole scenario is that the guy that directed the first 2.
Yes.
He... has a son that is actor and director.
Okay.
He was asked years ago, would you ever want to direct like another Ghostbusters like your dad? And he said, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to live in my dad's shadow. He's directing this movie.
So what changed?
Yeah. Well, he got about 10 years older and was like, yeah, why not, man? That'd be great because my career's not going that great. Either way, it doesn't matter. But the funny thing is he's playing it like Dad gave me the keys to the car.
Yeah.
So that's why the teaser trailer is like, here's the car, it's your turn, you can take it for a drive, kind of thing. So I think that's kind of cool.
And listen, I love nostalgia stuff. I'm a sucker for it. So if the question is, will I be waiting? Will I go see that movie when it comes out? Yes, I will, of course.
And if Rick Moranis is not in it,
it would be a failure on their part.
Yes, because he's coming back to acting now that his kids are older.
Yeah, and we should not even acknowledge that he's older. He should still be that crazy. Like, it should be the same character, and they don't even acknowledge that he's older. It's
like,
just he never
he's
aged.
In a walker.
Yeah, and he's still being psycho and a little weird and a little quirky. He's still trying to get people to join his party.
Was he the gatekeeper or the keymaster?
He was the gatekeeper.
Because she was the keymaster.
The gatekeeper or whatever.
Damn it! How come I don't know which one's which?
But then he was also the nervous neighbor, who was
trying
to
party.
Yeah,
got locked out of his party.
Hey, pretty good. All right, this is Joe from accounting. He likes pet turtles and has a pet goat. Like, yeah, that was Rick Moranis.
Dating that girl that was like 2 foot taller than him.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a good one.
All right,
okay,
so I want to move on to one of my favorite segments. I call this Love and Hate.
Then I just hate you, and I hate your ass face.
I hate you, Ron Burgundy. I hate you. No, I don't hate Balboa, but I pity the fool.
Would it interest you to know how much I hate you, Johnny? I hate you so much that I would destroy myself to take you down with me.
All right, the way this works is quite simple. I'm going to give you 2 types of people, Chris, and you and I are going to talk about which person we love to hate the most. Basically, the person that is the biggest failure of the bunch.
And to make this even worse, he didn't write this down prior, so I have no idea what he's
He has no idea what it's coming. Okay, here we go. These are 2 like people, so there's only a small point of differentiation between this.
Are you sure you got 2 different people this time?
Yes, as a historic event last time when I picked someone that actually turned out to be the exact same person. Okay, this one. The parent who is not efficient when dropping their kids off at school. And by that, I mean, I think we all know if you have kids what I mean by that, right?
We know what that means.
Okay. Versus, very similar, the person who parks in the red zone at a store parking lot only to slowly drop someone off because they don't want to go park. They want to leave them right in that flow of traffic. Which 2 person do you love? Which of those 2 do you love to hate the most?
This is really easy for me because for the first, eat the slider, by the way. I'm done with the sliders. The school one. For 2 reasons. 2 reasons. One, you're an idiot. There's tons of kids around, and you're gonna try to pull up and go slow, or park your car on the curb, or you're gonna do this. You're gonna just be inconsiderate. You're gonna park off to the left just a little bit, just in case somebody on the right moves before the other person, and you're gonna sneak your way in, or you're gonna go to the left and then at the last second go right. Like, 2 reasons. There's lots of kids around. Knock off that shit. Parking lot of a grocery store, hit an old lady with a cart. I don't care. But also, what are you teaching your kids?
It's the absent-mindedness of it. It's the inconsideration for the other people behind you. So when you're, in both scenarios, by the way, you don't care that the person behind you is being inconvenienced in any way because you're more important at that moment than anyone else.
Unless you're driving just enough when they're jumping out of the car at the grocery store. Because I've done that before. Quick, I'm going to go slow. Just jump out.
There's a difference between jump out and I'm going to kiss you goodbye and oops, I forgot my checkbook.
That's like dropping the kids off at school. Same thing in the morning. Oh, the mom gets out of the car, walks around, opens up the door for the kids.
Opens up the door. That drives me insane.
Then, opens up the back because they had to put their bag in the back.
Now, the other thing, and I think you hit on it perfectly, so I think I agree with you. I think our choice is going to be the school, the parent drop-off.
I think so, yeah.
And I think you hit it on the nail on the head because this is why I lean towards that. By the way, I hate both people.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah,
They're both horrible people. But why I hate the one at school the most is... Wonderful.
Thank you.
Good. The reason I hate it the most is it's a safety issue at a certain point too, and it's like, why are you screwing around when kids are around? Like, it just makes no sense.
Especially since they're there to pick up one of their own.
Yeah. Because do you want the person behind you, you doing that to someone else, or someone doing it to you, or vice versa?
One car hits another car there, even if it's going 2 miles an hour.
Chain reaction.
You think they're going to be the ones that are getting hit are going to be smart enough to not get out of their car and be like, oh, yeah, what do we do? Yeah, no, and talk for 5 minutes while everybody's still waiting to pick up kids.
And by the way, think about the timing of it. The grocery store can happen at any time.
Yes.
This is parents are dropping their kids off on their way to work, meaning they're trying to just get to work, right? So you also have the potential of, I'm delaying someone and now going to make them late for work because I got to go open the door, and then I'm going to go kissy bye-bye, and then I'm going to put my hazards on and just stay there.
Nobody's gonna
No
matter.
one's coming by.
It's not gonna hurt.
Okay, so we're in agreement that
All
person's horrible and should burn.
Yeah, I'll
okay,
take that one.
Next up, last one.
Okay.
And this is a big one because, wow, there
Somebody's
we go.
trying to steal your car.
Who cares? It's a lease. This one's interesting because this is a submission from my wife, Monique.
Oh, I thought she didn't listen.
She didn't listen.
Oh.
But she loves to give suggestions. That's what a wife does.
Oh, is that what she does?
Yeah.
She's like,
she doesn't
I'll
actually
tell you what to
support
do on the
she
show.
doesn't
I
support
don't
me in
listen.
any way, but she loves to give the suggestions.
While you're getting dressed, wear this.
Yes. Okay, so this is a good one actually. This is something that has bothered her, and we're gonna talk about this one.
Okay.
A, the athlete who, when they get their close-up, they just made a diving catch in the outfield or whatever, and they zoom in on the outfielder, and he's blowing a snot rocket. Versus
your wife goes to a lot of
versus the cameraman and or director who chooses to stay on that shot when the guy is reaching for his nose to blow a snot rocket. Which one is more egregious? By the way, egregious means
what does that mean?
Which is something that is the most offensive.
Oh,
the most crossing the line.
I would say you can't blame the athlete in this position because he's kind of like the fish in the bowl. So I would have to say the guy that made the call to keep it on there is still a genius.
Yeah,
but he didn't know it was going to happen either.
But it's pretty gross TV. I mean, think about it. We can't. I mean,
I've seen worse.
Yeah, but it's just
Have
it's
you not
live
seen
TV.
The Bachelorette?
No, because I
you
don't
go.
watch trash television.
Well, you get 1 second of trash in your show.
Yeah, okay.
That's what the other part of the world
constant.
lives on.
So basically, what you're saying is the Bachelorette is just one big snot rocket.
It is.
Okay.
It's like that kid from Big Daddy that had that big long loogie and sucked it back up. It's basically the Bachelor and Bachelorette.
I hate
Bachelor. I said Bachelor.
You said Bachelor.
I did.
Yeah. Is that the Black Bachelor?
It's one more Bud Light, and I'll call it Bachelor.
I hate so much that there is a cameraman who zooms. Think about it. When there's a streaker on the field, you ever notice how they don't show him? You want to know why? Because in the director's chair and the cameraman, they're like, "We've made a verbal agreement that we're not going to show the streaker. We don't want to encourage it."
Correct.
When you see the guy reaching for his nose after hustling, and you're right. You can't blame the athlete. He's just doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah,
he's reaching up and touching his nose. It's not about you can cut away just like you do with the streaker.
But
why are you leaving it on there?
But maybe the cameraman and the guy in charge, like, oh wait, hold on, he's signaling for his cocaine. We want his deal. We want his dealer to see it, and then he's like, oh nope. Didn't signal for that. Unless that's her signal. And that could be
so I get it. Daryl Strawberry, you're probably waiting for the cocaine.
right.
But, you got some outfielder who just hustled to go get a ball, or a football player or whatever. They're reaching to their nose. Nothing good can come of the nose. Finger-to-nose contact is never good on TV.
What's worse...
You've given public speeches or had to be in front of people.
Of course.
Did the guy who gave you did you ever take classes on how to speak in front of a crowd or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I took speech in college, and then I did stand-up.
Did they ever say, Chris, if you really, really want to get the crowd with you, touch your hand to your nose in some sort of fashion? No.
Hold on.
Yeah,
sorry, cut it out.
No, I hate it. So my vote is for...
what about... Is that the same guy that leaves the camera on the pitcher when he grabs himself every time before he does a pitch?
Do you think there's a difference between adjustment of a cup and, if a guy was whipping it out and started masturbating,
that's
would they cut away?
But no, probably not. I don't know. What's the score of the game?
The director's exactly. What's the score? I got to know more information.
How many ratings are they getting right now?
The director in his mind's thinking, I want you to cut, but this is great ratings.
You're like, wow, hold on, where's that Jurgen spot?
Yeah, let's play that one really quick.
Oh, he's done. Damn it, we missed it.
By the way, there was an outfielder. I think his name was Moises Alou.
Moises
Alou. He played. Yeah, not Moistus. You jerk. Moises Alou. His dad was Felipe Alou, a famous baseball player. Anyways,
Felipe, a baseball player? No.
Moises Alou is an outfielder,
Yeah,
and he claimed he played for the Expos. I think he even might have played for the Mariners.
Yeah, I think
for a short period of time.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. Okay.
So he claimed when he retired that he took a leak during a game. In every stadium he ever played in, not meaning not every game, but he had like a bucket list of every stadium he played in, which he played in all 30.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Thank you,
Lupita. Can you do me? Whoa! Don't hit things. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, there it is. Can you get me one more Bud Light and then close this up?
Of course.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm an alcoholic. I mean,
Yes.
drunk. I don't go to meetings.
Yeah, you don't go to meetings.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Well, so we were rudely interrupted.
Rudely interrupted by someone who was doing her job quite well. I don't know. I forgot. Let's just move on to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forgot. I literally forgot.
We really should.
We should be better at this. It's the end of a long day. We're both not quite all there. Okay,
Yeah,
I
I'm
want to
tired.
do a SMRT.
I am too smart. I am too smart. SMRT. I mean SMART.
Okay, I got a quick one for you that I just want to read, and then we'll get into our main SMRT, because this one just tickled me in all the right places.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
I'm reading now.
Chris Hansen from Dateline, the guy that busts everyone, says, well, you were here to apparently
I know
talk
who he
her
is.
out of sex.
I've done a podcast with him.
You have?
Yes.
He was
him.
arrested for check fraud, and apparently he was selling hats and T-shirts through a vendor, didn't pay the vendor. It was something pretty minor, but it was interesting when I was scrolling through news articles and
see
saw Chris Hansen,
That's like
and
the
I'm thinking,
second time.
I'm sitting there going, please don't be for child molestation.
Didn't
please
he get
don't
in
be
trouble for something close to, like, harassing women?
Disclosure, our lawyers have said that he meant to say allegedly.
Allegedly. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why it is. Thank you so much. So, you know what's funny is
That's why I have the water and he has the Bud Lights.
I did a podcast with him. I did about 3.5 years ago. I was doing podcasts with a group of people for other people. That's really bad explaining of a story.
Yeah.
But Chris Hansen was the host for one, and the story he did was White Boy Rick. So
really?
if you hear the podcast,
Wow.
it's like 3 of the old FBI guys, and Rick is on it. It's nuts. I didn't know anything about it. So other than the fact that, he got arrested for, check fraud. And who the fuck has checks?
Checks. That was the first question I had. After
Sorry, I got there. It took me a little while.
After I read it initially, my first thought, of course, was, oh my God, please don't be for some child thing, because that's just ultimate irony. Then when I saw it was check fraud, then I went to, wait, he writes checks?
Yeah, that's okay. So I should have read that before.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
Okay, so that was the first one. Now the next one is my story of the week for SMRT. This person is a genius. I'm just going to read the headline here. Florida man exposes himself. Pause.
Okay.
Wait for dramatic effect. He exposes himself 2 separate times.
Whoa, he's a dope.
So if he did it one more time, would it be a 3 strokes and you're out?
No, I think it'd be more. I don't know. Did he snot rocket before he went?
Well, the camera would be on him. I'm going to read you the thing, and I want to just let you know that this is a Florida story, as they all are. In Clearwater, Florida, a man is facing charges for exposing himself and touching himself. Well, of course, if you expose yourself, you're going to touch it.
And it's kind of cold, so.
Yeah. 47 years old, was arrested following an incident at a hotel, of course. He was found naked and touching himself on the hotel's rooftop lounge.
What time of day?
This was late. It says, a group of teenage girls come up to me and told me there was a gentleman fondling himself in a cabana. By the way, fondling himself in a cabana is the name of my next book.
Yeah, that was actually my alternative rock band when I was 18.
So basically, he fondled himself, and then when the cops arrive, he decided to show how unguilty he was by fondling himself again for the officers.
I'm guessing in the back of the cop car.
I'm guessing he was in the back of the cop car pretty quickly.
Yeah, right?
Pretty quickly. It's funny how officers tend to really get that thing wrapped up pretty quickly.
Well, he probably should have wrapped it up, but I really, really hope the whole time he was doing it was like, I make you horny, baby.
Have you ever done anything where you could have gotten arrested for indecent exposure that you were willing to share with us outside of the statute of limitations?
Hold on, let me look at my statute of limitations calendar. All right, where are we at?
Which, by the way, all men... Ooh, invention idea.
Statute of limitations
Statute of limitations calendar. It could be an app for a phone.
Okay.
And you enter when you did a crime. It keeps it all private, and it sends you an alert when you've passed statute of limitations.
You can talk about it?
Yes.
That would sell for 99 cents.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty brilliant here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. There's a cockroach climbing on that door.
Is there really?
Look at this side of the door.
Oh, there is.
Oh, I wanted to look at me like Men in Black and be like, that was damn fine of you, sir.
It's that same type of cockroach,
That's
too.
a big-ass cockroach.
What, do we live in New York?
God, you'd think we were in Southern California.
I know.
All right, okay, so what were we talking about?
Basically, I just like the fact that, I really did that story so I could use my 3 strokes and you're out joke, I'll be honest with you.
You could have stopped 2 minutes ago.
I could have. But I just find it interesting that he's busted. Like, you're in trouble. You're screwed.
He busted, all right.
You're busted. He nutted busted. He's screwed. And then he's like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk my way out of this. Hey, officers, look what I wasn't doing to myself.
Look what I wasn't doing over there, guys. Look.
I'm creeped out by that cockroach.
Are you really?
Yeah, I really am. I don't like it. Okay, I'm done with SMRT, and I'm ready to wrap it up with a little game called The List.
I wonder who wrote the book out loud.
All right, as you all well know by now, The List is our chance to fantasize and romanticize about those ladies that we would love to spend some extra little curricular time with, only, of course, if they have said yes and okay, #MeToo, and that our wives have also agreed to. So, in short, this will never happen.
Probably not.
It'll never happen.
I mean, there's one on here that if it happened to be that way, it climbed the. Okay, stop worrying about the
No,
cockroach.
I'm going to keep
climbed on
It's
the other side
behind
of the wall.
my back.
No, it climbed all the way on the other side of the wall.
No, it didn't.
Yeah,
You
I saw
liar.
it go off the side.
You're a cockroach
It did.
apologist.
No, look, it's getting on the bus. Leave it alone.
Okay.
All right, so yes, and there might be like one or two on my list that I would get a free pass, but I'm never going to meet them and get consent. So,
and consent is obviously a big hurdle to overcome.
Of course, we're not assholes.
Yeah.
We're just assholes.
Another business idea.
Okay.
On that same app, because I mean you're going to be committing crimes anyways.
Yeah.
Or a separate app. We want to pay extra.
Yeah.
You press it. Instantly pops up a yes and no box, and it's so that a girl can authorize consent, and it tracks the date, the time, and you snap a quick picture of her.
You have to take their ID?
No, when they do it, when they press down, it's a fingerprint recording because they do it by touching your wake-up button.
Okay.
And that's how they authorize yes, and it records her fingerprint, date, time stamp, and it's that she is authorized. You know how when you stream something illegally on Kodi, and it says you are authorized for the next 2 hours to stream from this one?
Yeah.
You are authorized for the next 2 hours to have sex with this young lady. Like, you have a window of time that you are allowed to. She is authorized.
Okay.
It is
I like that. And then we'll add this feature too.
Yeah.
So when you're after you've done the crime and you're trying to toss the gun, you can park your gun like you parked your car.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, GPS where I threw the gun. We'll come back and get it later.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be a good one.
That's pretty good too. So like a geolocation tag
for the gun.
That's
Yeah.
not bad.
What do you think?
See, folks, we're giving out free $1 million ideas here on We Should Be Better at This.
What do you think we should call it? Since this cockroach is climbing up the wall behind you.
Yeah.
It's up on the metal part.
Oh my God, I'm still freaked out by that.
Okay, so basically, to recap a few people on my list, I have like Alyssa Milano, Mia Kunis, Evangeline Lilly, Wasp. Eric's has Zooey Deschanel, Sarah Hyland from Modern Family, and Josie Bissett.
Yes.
And do you want to go first, or shall I?
I do. I'm going to go first.
Right.
I'm going to be dropping the one that you mentioned from. See, now you're looking at the cockroach.
I lost it.
You lost
it the whole time.
Yeah, your friend is gone.
Oh, there it is. Oh, the light was in my way.
Oh, well, Jesus. Poor him. I hope no one crushes him.
He's on the ceiling.
I'm going to be dropping the Josie Bissett. It was just because I had seen her at a distance, and that's all reason I added her. We actually kind of started talking about this last one. That Zendaya is who I'm going to add to my list. Zendaya, Tomata. Let's
Hold on,
call
let me
the whole
type that
thing.
in. Zen diagram is her autocorrect.
Zen diagram. She's in the new she's in Spiderman, and she was also in that Greatest Show on Earth.
Yes,
the
Greatest
musical.
Showman. That's a great
Showman. Yeah, Greatest Show on Earth. Idiot. Greatest Showman, which my daughters loved, and they liked the soundtrack from that.
Yeah, we actually. It's funny you say that because it was my daughter's birthday on Sunday. My youngest turned 8, and her favorite movie is basically The Greatest Showman. Right now, we turn it on, the whole house. We turned into like a theater.
Yeah.
Run around, dance, everybody.
Little known fact, I was the body double for Zac Efron.
That's a lie.
Yeah, it really is.
It's really a lie.
I was the body double when he had that daydream about getting fat and middle-aged and with a hurt leg. That was when I was his body double.
Was it?
Yeah. So anyways, that's my pick. She's pretty hot. She's kind of young and up and coming. Maybe she hits it big with this movie and gets like some sort of Star Wars or Marvel gig, and then I'll love her even more.
Yeah, no, I really like her. I think she's going to do well, and that's why
she's got a good look for it too.
That's why I'm like the first Spider-Man when she was on it. I'm like, are they casting a sleeper, or is this the bigger picture? And that's why
I think maybe now we know.
We might be a bigger picture, but I mean I could be totally wrong. Because I've been that once before.
Yeah, one time before. I remember
once. And it wasn't Saturday night at the concert where I kept getting kicked out. I was not wrong.
You were not wrong there.
Fun.
It was, listen, you were wrong, yes, but she didn't look like no dude.
All right, really? You still afraid of that cockroach? Because it's about to jump on your head.
I'm so afraid of that cockroach. I'm really not.
I don't know where it's at now.
I don't know.
I know it climbed
in
pretty
my
much
hair, and I could feel it.
I know it's on that camera. from 5 minutes ago climbing up the wall.
Oh, my God.
All right, so I have to drop someone. Okay, I am going to drop... I'm going to drop Sarah Gilbert.
Is she the one from Roseanne?
Yeah, she's Roseanne. I can't get...
Hard?
No. I can't get... I can't get the new show to stream on my Kodi box.
Oh.
So fuck them. And I'm going to add Baby Vamp.
Who's Baby Vamp?
Do you ever watch True Blood?
No, I did not. The blonde from there?
She was redhead in there, which I think she's redhead. Like a strawberry blonde. That truck is full of drugs.
Yes.
So, yeah, Deborah Ann Woll. Woll, W-O-H-W-O-L-L. She is, okay, so then...
That name sounds really familiar.
I'll get there. You'll know.
Okay.
So I first met her likeness on True Blood.
Okay.
She was Baby Vamp. She was one of the lead characters, like New Baby Vampire.
Okay.
She was fucking hilarious, and she had a really cool role. And so then I was introduced to her there, and then she came out on Daredevil.
Oh.
She was Froggy's.
She was... Okay.
The
yes.
receptionist.
So
now she's on... Where's she on? She's on... shit. Not Iron Fist, the other one. She's on Jessica Jones.
Okay.
No, not Jessica Jones. Yeah, she on Jessica Jones? No, she's on Punisher.
Okay.
She's on Punisher because now they were representing Punisher when it all happened. She believes in him, so like she went across all those shows, and now she went from like I haven't seen New Daredevil, so I'm sure she's on that, but she's also on Punisher.
I know who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she is pretty hot.
Yeah, she's cute.
Pretty hot. She's pretty cute. I like that we're expanding our universe. We're not just picking sexy vixens that are like...
You mean sexy Marvel superheroes?
Yeah, basically. But let's face it, they do a great job at casting.
or 80 heartthrobs.
Uh-huh. And by the way, nothing's wrong with that.
No, not at all. We just grew up in the 80s, and now we're here.
Well, if this podcast does have to come to an end, it's going to have to come to an end now. Because
why is the cockroach over your head now?
The cockroach thing is really making me so unsettled.
We might have a cockroach.
What if it falls off the awning onto my face? Oh, it's going to happen, Chris. I could feel it.
I can't wait for you to come
back. I don't like it at all.
It's going to be like, you're going to be like the dude from Home Alone. When he stepped on the nail.
I stepped on the...
No, a lot higher pitch.
Well, I can't go that high. I don't like that. I don't
Smoke
know.
this, man. You'll be high enough. No, I don't know what this is.
Why does it have to exist?
No, but that's hilarious.
Man, I don't like it. It's, by the way, it's one cockroach. Like it's not that bad,
deal.
and it was no big deal. I still don't like it.
No, but it definitely did crawl up onto the awning that's hanging over our heads right now.
Yeah.
So we probably should wrap this up.
All right, so
theme of the night, # wrap it up.
To wrap this up, we would like to point out that we found a few people that we love to hate.
Yep.
We decided that Rotten Tomatoes can be bad for the movie industry, but also can be a blessing to the movie industry. And we decided that you're a bad dad for not showing your son the Spider-Man trailer a little bit sooner, but he was in trouble. So, Aiden, shape up, buddy.
Yeah, because he'll listen to this.
Yeah?
No.
No?
Not at all.
Okay. And neither will my wife. But I'll still say I love you, Monique. I'll be home soon.
I love you too, Monique.
Oh, he does. It's true.
Just roll over tonight. I'll be on the other side.
On the other side. All righty. Well, we're going to wrap this up. This is We Should Be Better This.
Yes.
I am Eric Leckie at Sinatra's Rat Pack. Please buy my book or don't. I really don't care because I don't like any of you.
Okay. Well, I'm Chris Donovan and Chris_Donovan on Twitter.
And he likes you, though.
Yeah, sometimes. Altmixedup.com. That's my Alternative Rock Countdown Show's Facebook page. It'll tell you where to go to listen.
And, hey, remember to rate and review and share this with a loved one. Say, hey... Quit listening to those big podcasts like Mark Maron and Adam Carolla and all those giant podcasts and Joe Rogan. Say, hey, how about these two really funny guys who bring lots of... Okay, no, we don't bring anything to the table. Hey, how about listening to these two guys that are really smart?
We brought fries. No, she brought fries.
No, she brought
God,
fries.
we really suck at this.
Hey, how about those two alcoholics? Let's support them. There
You're
we go.
not drinking.
I'm not drinking right now.
Oh,
man. Hey, anyways,
bags.
listen.
No,
that doesn't work.
We didn't think this bit through.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
Anyways, people, listen next week when we talk about really important things like...
Unless it rains, then we probably won't record.
Yeah. Anyways. All right, everybody. You guys have a great week and wish Chris another a happy, safe drive on his 3 hours that he still has left on his commute.
3-hour tour. Catch you later.